Hey man, the Bears no longer have the number one pick in the draft. Ryan Poles came in, changed his name to Laura Poles, traded a pick to the Carolina Panthers, and got a haul in return. He got a haul in return. Like, and this happened, what, if I'm not mistaken, was it Friday night? Yeah, it was Friday night. Shefty, also known as Adam Schefter, reported compensation update. Bears traded away number one pick to Carolina Panthers for the number 9 overall pick, which is their first rounder, the number 61st pick in the draft, which is their second rounder, a first round pick in 2024, next year's draft, a second round pick in 2025. All right. And also they threw in the wide receiver DJ Moore. Wow. Man. So not only, the Bears came away with major draft compensation here, they also fulfilled a need at the wide receiver position. DJ Moore is a number one wide receiver. Now, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. DJ Moore is not Tyreek Hill. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not in that category. But the man has been very, very productive in his career, despite having quarterback woes since he's been in the league. Let me put it to you like this. Since he's entered the league, DJ Moore, had he been on the Chicago Bears with these numbers, DJ Moore right now will be third all time in Chicago Bears history with the number of receptions that he has, trailing only behind Walter Payton and Matt Forte. Apparently, the top two reception players in the Bears history are running backs, Walter Payton and Matt Forte. And also, his receiving yards will be the all-time receiving yards for Bears wide receiver in Bears history. So, and he's only 25 years old, by the way. So when Ryan Poles went out and said, I believe last week, that that he could get 3 first-round picks, he wasn't bluffing. Apparently, he could have had 3 first-round picks, but they said, you know what, we'll give you DJ Moore instead, and we'll give you a second-round pick in 2025. Yeah, that works. That still works. So Laura Poles, um, he definitely did his thing. And I mean, if he wanted to, he could do some more trading during draft night and move from the number 9 pick and get a lot more picks. He could do that. I don't know if he will, but I think it all depends if Jalen Carter is still on the board or one of those left tackles are still on the board. I guess it just all depends what happens between now and then, and also when free agency starts here in a couple of days. So the actual legal tampering period begins tomorrow. So that they can legally start negotiating contracts, this, and that, blah, 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 tomorrow. So we'll see, but man, that is definitely a worthy move by Laura Poles for sure. Now, in regards to the Carolina Panthers, I feel like they did what they had to do to get the quarterback that they want. Like seriously, Carolina, like us, has a lot of holes, had a lot of needs, but the biggest difference is they desperately need a franchise quarterback. If you didn't firmly believe or didn't know if Justin Fields was that person, Laura Poles told you with this trade that officially Justin Fields is the franchise right now. So Carolina doesn't have that. Because we were just saying that how, they've had Sam Darnold and their quarterback situation is murky. And just to go a step further, the fact that they was willing to risk all this draft compensation to get the guy they want in this year's draft, who's an unknown commodity, instead of making a run at Lamar Jackson, that lets you know, I guess, how they really feel. Because I don't know if I was in that position for the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if I'm trading away all that draft capital, all of that, and a wide receiver, and my number one wide receiver for the first pick in the draft to get a quarterback. I'm not that, it's not proven yet. Instead, Lamar Jackson, who's an MVP in this league, who is dynamic, who is a proven commodity right now, I don't know if I'm doing that. So I guess that goes back to the collusion talk, that we mentioned the other day. So is the math mathing? Is the logic logicking? Like what is it these days? And as far as DJ Moore, so let me back this up just a second. So so yeah, you make all these trades and you trade away your number one wide receiver, your number one weapon. So whoever it gets drafted right now, you don't have any weapons. And this free agent class is not strong on wide receivers at all. Like it's not adding up. I mean, your number one wide receiver right now is Terrence Marshall, and I think your number two wide receiver is Laviska Shenault. Number one running back is it Chuba Hubbard? And then and it don't even matter if you have that quarterback. You don't have any weapons. I mean, defense, to my understanding, is still good. That was the one thing the Carolina Panthers had going for them. And I guess the reason why they was in the division race for so long, even though the division race was trash within itself, but nevertheless, the defense kept them in games. So you still got that. So I mean, I get that. But all I'm saying is, had you plugged in Lamar Jackson, let's just say had that, you know, went through and the Ravens, didn't match or anything like that, you're instantly the favorites in the NFC South. And I would say DJ Moore would have been the best wide receiver Lamar Jackson ever had in his career, or would have had, or should have had, or could have had. I mean, either one of those words, fits this scenario right now. But I guess, they'd rather take their chances on CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson or Bryce Young or whomever. But hey, Will Levis, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's what the Carolina Panthers was willing to give up. And Laura Poles said he would have to be blown away to make a trade before free agency started. And I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. I know the ideal scenario would have been traded down to the Houston Texans with a second pick in the draft, and then trade down again to the Indianapolis Colts for the fourth pick. We've been talking about it for so long, but when you get four draft picks and a wide receiver, yeah, that will suffice because you get a proven commodity. So right back to DJ Moore. His rookie year was back in 18. So far for his career, 5,201 receiving yards on 364 receptions, 21 receiving touchdowns. If anything, DJ Moore is a productive player. He had 3 years to where he went over 1,100 receiving yards. DJ Moore can do the route tree. I'm hoping DJ Moore can be what Stephon Diggs was for Josh Allen. I'm hoping DJ Moore can be that for Justin Fields. to where it basically unlocks him and the offense. But also, we know that the other pieces got to be there. The offensive line, defensive line, like all that stuff matters. Front seven, possibly another running back at this point, because all these, um, posts on social media of the new, Bears offense, a certain somebody is enlisted in that group, and I'm trying to find it real quick while we're doing this. I don't know. I don't think I can get it, but basically, oh, here we go. So yeah, projected Bears offense. We got Justin Fields, we got DJ Moore, we got Darnell Mooney, we got Chase Claypool. That is a pretty good trio rather at wide receiver, and then at running back they listed Khalil Herbert. So no David Montgomery to be found here. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a strong possibility that David Montgomery's not back with the Bears, even though the running back free agent class has dwindled a little bit because of the franchise tag going left and right. All these teams are on there open run free. You get a franchise tag, Tony Pollard. You get a franchise tag, Josh Jacobs. You get a franchise tag, Saquon Barkley. Every running back get franchise tags. That's what we're doing out here. That's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. And of course, me being a Saquon Barkley fan, I'm a little upset about that, but maybe it's for the better. Maybe we can throw all our money at Orlando Brown. I'm okay with that. I mean, there's reports that, maybe he doesn't fit the scheme. All I'm worried about is, can he keep Justin Field upright? If he can do that, then it don't matter at that point. The left tackle is the most important position on the offensive line for a right-handed quarterback because it protects his blind side. And if a quarterback is left-handed, then the right tackle is the most important position for the offensive line. So yeah, I need my guy's blind side protected at all times. And probably need a left guard. Let's fill that in too. You ain't got to spend the money, stupidly. You definitely don't have to do that. But let's be very calculated and productive here. Let's fill in some of these pieces. And then let's fill in even more with the draft. With Laura Poles, man, the word fleeced has been thrown around here on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. That I mean that's what they describe in the trade. The Panthers got fleeced. I posted on TikTok. I got one. Let's see. One person said, "Let's go Bears, bear down, baby." And then one person said, "What the hell kind of trade are they making?" I guess in regards to the Carolina Panthers. Like, it's crazy. It's wild. But nevertheless, got the deal done. I'm definitely in favor of it, especially with the DJ Moore part. That one right there, that solved that solved the problem. Kind of a potential one here because with a quarterback as young as Justin Fields, you want to officially know what you got as your franchise quarterback or your potential franchise quarterback, right? In order to do that, two things got to happen. One, you got to have a line to protect him, and two, you got to have a number one wide receiver for him to throw the ball to. Now, if you got a line to protect him and you got a number one wide receiver and he cannot get the ball from point A to point B over a 17 game season consistently, then you kind of have an idea of which direction to go. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys did the same thing a few years ago when they had Dak. They didn't have a number one wide receiver, They made us trade in season for Amari Cooper. The rest is history, and Dak's running around here with $40 million contracts per year. So just, put that with a grain of salt. Like we needed that. Because I mean, yeah, you could draft a wide receiver as your number one, but as we know, anything you get out the draft is not a proven commodity. It's not. So instead of taking somebody that's unproven, why don't you take somebody that is already productive, already has 3 plus 1,100 yard seasons, over 360 receptions for their career, and had to deal with the quarterback woes of any team as a pass catcher than anybody I've ever seen in his career to start it off with. So yeah. So yeah, to fill that major need, that was vital. That was very essential, deserving. Everything that we needed to help evaluate Justin Fields just got answered with that trade and a plethora of picks for years to come. That's why he is Lord Pose. Lord Pose going forward. All right, so yeah, definitely let me know how the rest of you all feel. Majority of what I've seen so far is definitely in favor of this trade. That's the general consensus, um even in the general universe that are non-Bears or Panthers fans saying Bears want to trade, Bears fleece the Panthers, yada 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 yada. That's what I'm hearing. So yeah. Um and then as you all know, we're gonna switch gears real quick. Today is Selection Sunday, meaning we have our show today. The early morning sports talk podcast have our selection show special right after selection show tonight. Roughly will begin about 7 p.m. Central Time. And of course, JGoodWithSports Tourney Challenge is here. I finally finished my flyer. Finally got everything going. We're good to go. All right, so it's a $5 entry fee per bracket. Uh, Hosting fee is 10%, so that means the remaining people in the pool will get the 90% of the earnings. 3 bracket limit. Now you can get a free entry available for the following, so you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All that stuff, and then share the post. Simple as that. Send me a screenshot when it's done. ESPN will be the platform for the tournament challenge. So you need to let me know your username and your brackets names as well. And then you send the entry fee to my Cash App, $ JGoodWithSports. So yeah, this flyer is already on Facebook. It will be on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram as well today. So definitely check out your boy on social media. Enter in for a chance, to get paid here and definitely, be a part of the madness. As an alumni of Purdue, I'm hoping my Purdue team can finally get past the Sweet 16 and actually make a berth to the Final Four. But my team is vulnerable. They are. It is what it is. So I'm going to need a little help from the committee here because they played today for the Big Ten Championship against Penn State. But I also know that there was a couple, I guess, quote-unquote upsets in championship games last night. So Houston is the number one team in the country. They end up winning the American Athletic Conference. Kansas ended up losing the number 3 team in the country. Kansas ended up losing to the number 17 Texas in the Big 12 championship, so that helps because Purdue is ranked 5th right now. And there was another one that was kind of major. It was number 2 UCLA ended up losing to the number 6 Arizona. in the Pac-12 championship. So that should pretty much guarantee my Boilermakers the number one seed in the tournament. But as we know, seeding overall matters. Where they play matters. So I just need Purdue to handle business against Penn State, and also need a little assistance from the committee to put my team in the best position possible to make the run. Because boy, if I start seeing some of these teams that's pretty hot right now in the same bracket, that 1-8 matchup, that 1-9 matchup might not be too pretty. Sweet 16 game might not be too pretty. I'm still a little upset about losing to St. Peter's last year, but I guess the past is the past, and I got to let it go, right? Yeah. But yeah, check us out on Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast, live on Facebook tonight, right after Selection Sunday. We're going to have live reactions and all that stuff. Get you ready for the madness. My favorite time of the year. This is my favorite sports month of the year by far. I love it. And this is the main reason why. So yeah, continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Radio and No Offense Network. Like I mentioned, check me out at JGoodWithSports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Continue to rock right here with this podcast, the JGoodWithSports podcast. And we're going to have a busy week, starting off tonight with, like I just mentioned, Selection Sunday. And then the playing games for the tournament, then the actual tournament itself. And then you got the start of free agency. NBA is getting down to the nitty gritty. Spring training is still going. I'm loving it. But until next time, let's continue to get to this money. I know this daylight savings thing kind of screwed me up this morning. If it's definitely later than what it feels like, but nevertheless, you all be safe, take care, have a blessed one. Peace.